Notification volume 0%.
Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
I want to first start by appreciating, I'm not reading my text, I'm not reading my address right now. I want to start by appreciating Her Excellency. I am truly excited by her presence. Thank you very much, ma'am, for honoring our function today. I don't know if my address has been put up on the projector, but I will simply go ahead and present this. We didn't want to print papers because of this green initiative, so we're going clean and green. So what we tried to do was to send the address to people by phone. I hope a couple of us here have it, so I'll go ahead. Yeah. My address, November 30, 2019. First ever music for education charity event by Redemption International for the Blind, holding at Auditorio do Alto dos Shimoyush. Her Excellency Ngozi Okeje, the Nigerian ambassador to Portugal. Other excellencies physically here present, men of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols duly observed. We are indeed excited to welcome you all to this epoch-making event, being our first ever Music for Education charity event by Redemption International for the Blind, specifically designed to create awareness of our existence within the Lisbon community and to raise funds on behalf of our association to enable us embark on our project targeted at improving blind literacy to reduce published textbooks into accessible formats for the blind, either in braille, electronic, or audio. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Redemption International for the Blind, RIFTB, was founded by me in 2009 while I was in the University of Aberdeen, Scotland, for my LLM in Human Rights, and was registered same year as a Scottish charity with charity number SC 404825, with the primary object to advance the education of the blind and their general well-being. And upon my return back to Nigeria after my LLM degree program, we continued on an annual basis to provide completely for free such facilities as are relevant to the blind academically and for their independent living, including laptop and desktop computers, fully equipped with screen readers like JAWS, typewriter, guide pens, braille writing frames, braille papers, tape recorders, braille and talking wristwatches, signature guide, blind indoor games, talking Bibles, and many more. A couple of pictures have been highlighted on the link to gallery on our site at riftb.com. I'm sure you can see that. In clear proof of this. You may also wish to look at a testimonial page on our site to see what people are talking about our charity. Upon my second missionary journey to Europe in 2016 for my PhD research, I thought it wise to register this charity here in Portugal, which we successfully did December 2018 with NIF number 515204056. However, while we shall continue to provide for free to the blind relevant facilities needed to help with their education and independent living, as herein before mentioned, we have now thought it wise to include making published textbooks in accessible formats to the blind in real time. As it is often said, it is he who wears the shoes that knows where it pinches most. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, may I inform you that I have worn these shoes right from age 3, and I have since then continued to wear these shoes all through my primary to tertiary education, including this level where I am now. So I perfectly understand our limitations to our daily life tasks. I therefore consider myself as an unbiased authority here, having personally witnessed and still experiencing these pains myself. One of the greatest challenges confronting the blind child anywhere in the world is education. Besides education, next alternative in line is street begging, which I see as most humiliating and degrading of our human dignity. Education is described as the basic building block of every society, the single best investment that countries can make to build prosperous, healthy, and equitable societies of which we are a part. If education indeed remains the bedrock of every nation, and if the international community is realistic about its message on education for all, by whichever year now, its full realization can only be possible if there is a total and all-inclusive package that can help the blind easily access knowledge and information from books without having to rely on parents, friends, teachers, and classmates who can only assist, especially when it is most convenient to them. This situation is no longer acceptable to the blind. I have come to discover that much more practical action really needs to be taken in the area of making knowledge and information in published textbooks accessible to the blind in real time. There can be nothing as enslaving as blindness, where you will have to rely on someone else for almost everything. But for technology, the situation would have been worse. Thanks to the 2013 Marrakesh Treaty, which is an international binding agreement that grants copyright exceptions on published textbooks to the blind, the visually impaired, and the print disabled. Please see yet another link down there. And so, in my opinion, the international community does no longer have excuses for failing the blind community in this direction. With all the industrialization and development of the Western world, only 5% of all published books is accessible to the blind living in the developed world. And this is according to a 2013 available statistics. To the blind in the developing world, less than 1% of such books is accessible to them. Yet, another link for you to take a look at, maybe much later. Yet, in all cases, we all sit and write same examinations at all levels of study. According to Article 1 of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, persons with disabilities include those who have long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairments, which in interaction with various barriers may hinder their full and effective participation in society on an equal basis with others. Again, please see yet another link there. So, from the foregoing, you will discover that the blind and the visually impaired fall under the category of sensory impairment which poses serious barriers to us to participate on an equal basis with others in the society. See also Article 24(1) A to C of the same convention, which states thus: Number 1, state parties recognize the rights of persons with disabilities to education. With a view to realizing this right without discrimination and on the basis of equal opportunity, state parties shall ensure an inclusive education system at all levels and lifelong learning directed to A, the full development of human potential and sense of dignity and self-worth, and the strengthening of respect for human rights, fundamental freedoms, and human diversity. B, the development by persons with disabilities of their personality, talents, and creativity, as well as their mental and physical abilities to their fullest potential. C, enabling persons with disabilities to participate effectively in a free society. Article 24(5). State parties shall ensure that persons with disabilities are able to access general tertiary education, vocational training, adult education, and lifelong learning without discrimination and on an equal basis with others. To this end, state parties shall ensure that reasonable accommodation is provided to persons with disabilities. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is in pursuit of this ultimate desire to eliminate this major barrier which has inhibited the blind and the visually impaired from participating on an equal basis with the society that we are today here gathered to explore ways of improving this essential right so that on an equal basis we can in real time equally access knowledge, information, and culture as expressed in written textbooks along with our sighted colleagues, so we can be rightly and correctly judged based on equal access to published books. This, in brief, is the crux of today's charity event, rightly captioned Redemption International for the Blind Music for Education, designed to sensitize the international community through music on this major educational need for the blind. This matter touches fundamentally on our right to education and should command urgent attention by the governments and other donor bodies, multinational corporations across the world. 6 years now gone since the Marrakesh Treaty became an international binding treaty, yet not much success has been recorded in this direction. Your Excellencies, I am here to pursue a PhD research in law. This is 2019, yet I cannot find one single relevant textbook to read either in Braille, electronic, or audio, notwithstanding the obvious fact that I am in Europe. Imagine the fate of those of us in the developing world where the bulk of the blind population live and study on a daily basis. We have the technology to achieve this. We equally have the International Binding Treaty since 2019, which has taken care of issues bordering on copyright questions. The will is there on our part. What we do not have is the capital, the funds to expedite action on making published textbooks accessible to the blind anywhere in the world. Whoever knows his tomorrow from today. What makes you think you will remain physically fit until death? This necessarily might not for now directly affect you, but could just be anyone tomorrow who matters most to you. At the time George W. Bush passed into law the Americans with Disabilities Bill, he never anticipated to be bedridden until death. But that ended up being his lot, and he automatically became a direct beneficiary of the same law he had carefully crafted for the benefit of humanity. Imagine the burden he would have been to his family without such a law, Your Excellencies. We may not be able to end this global book famine currently inhibiting blind literacy worldwide, but we can certainly put in our very best to fight this barrier and then leave the rest for history to judge. Although I am a lawyer, I am also an evangelist called especially into the music ministry. Having just recorded a new gospel album, I am prompted to launch out using my creativity to find funds and support for my vision, and I urge you to please be a part of our success story. We have need for funding. We need offices here and in Nigeria for a start. And there are some facilities we must acquire in order to fully commence, most of which are highly capital intensive. Since in the index, richer countries are doing better than the poorer countries, it is only right that we begin in Africa, as less than 1% of published books is accessible to the blind there. However, we shall continue to play an active role in improving on the 5% that is already accessible to the blind living in the richer countries. We therefore intend to begin a pilot project in Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria, wherein sits the University of Jos, which arguably admits the highest number of blind students in Nigeria, from where we will expand to other regions of Africa. And we truly crave your support in this direction. We invite you to visit the link to e-library on our website. There you can find some books which we have simply put up to fully demonstrate our vision. We shall reduce published textbooks in accessible formats to the blind, the visually impaired, and the print disabled. Upload such books on our website for the blind anywhere in the world to either download for free and read, or listen when most convenient to him, or listen online while on the site. In conclusion, while we celebrate the Marrakesh Treaty as a major positive development towards ending this global book thirst, affecting our full social integration and general academic performance, I appeal directly to the international community to please go a step further towards the actual practical realization of the core aims of this treaty. I appeal to the United Nations, UN, donor bodies, multinational corporations, financial institutions, the academia, every lover of humanity, all lovers of education, to please support our cause. We will not disappoint you. Redemption International for the Blind cares. Thank you.
Stop button.